All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are logging in from. Thank you for a wonderful night with my community. But welcome in. Good evening. Hope you all are doing well today. It is day 19 of my challenge. It is enhancement day, and it's a doozy one. It's a doozy. So before we get into that, I'll share with you my win for today. So it's yesterday. I said that I lost half a pound. So I was 206.8. I think I gotta check here. Talking about being prepared. Let's see here. Let's see. So yesterday, let's see, it's 21. So yeah, so yes, on Wednesday I went from 207.6 down to 206.4 ish. So almost that's probably almost a pound, but so yesterday I was 206.4. Today I am 205.4. So I've lost a pound today, so it's quite. Yeah, I'm actually officially now lighter than I was last summer. So last summer I was 206 flat, and now, yeah, once again I hit 205.4, and once again I'm gonna be honest, as on my journey, right? So I'm not gonna hide anything. So I even had 3 slices of pizza, right? So we definitely picked up some pizza last night after taekwondo, just for my eldest son, right? So unfortunately, he didn't eat any of that. So yeah, he decided to cook his own food last night. So yeah, we just have a box of pizza, extra pizza, and we got him some pasta too from all this from Domino's. Welcome in, Dead Soldier. Welcome in, Bestie. So yeah, it's been yeah. I mean, yeah, so there's still a lot of pizza here. We were hoping he was gonna eat, but the wife's worried. But anywho, yeah, I've so far I went. Let's calculate this. So I started the journey at 213.6. Now I'm at 205.4. So I lost, as of now, I lost a total of 8.2 pounds. And once again, I'm lighter than I was last summer. So yeah, we are in the buffer zone. So starting Saturday, Sunday, and we have two big eliminations coming up. So I'll wrap up again. Week one, we had zero eliminations. Right, most important is just eat as normal as you can. Most important is that just have that food dialogue uh, when it comes to picking the food that you are eating. How do you expect your expectations of eating that food, and then how that food makes you feel while during consumption, and then how it makes you feel 30 minutes later, right? um, the other two that we added on week number one is drinking up to 6 to 8 glass of water. Obviously, the program asks you to drink 6 to 8 glasses, but obviously, for you know, uh, this is just probably gonna be, if you're not used to that, this is probably gonna be a shock to your system, right? So, I would love to say just drink an extra glass of water than what you're normally used to, right? So, hopefully by the time we finish this program in March, then you're probably up to 6 to 8 glasses of water, right? So, and then have a breathing exercise. We do want to recommend the 5-5-5 box breathing. So 5 seconds breathing in, 5 seconds hold, and 5 seconds breathing out. And we do 5 sets of that twice a day, right? So this is definitely going to help a lot, keep your stress level down. And when you're in a stressful state, your body gets into a fight or flight mode and tends to hold on to the calories to help you run from a dangerous situation. So the body can tell if you're running from a lion or just having unfortunate conversation with your boss, right? So it just knows that you're in a stressful state. So when you need the fuel to run away, it will hold on to that fuel. So those are definitely the things that we started on week one. Week two, now we ask to increase your volume of vegetables and fruits. And when it comes to the fruits, definitely increase, uh, have the fruits first thing in the morning in an empty stomach. The fruits are, once again, for plants, fruits are carriers of their seeds to take away from the parent plant and be planted somewhere else. So, over the many evolutions, it's meant to be digested fast, and the seeds as well are built of many layers and toxins to prevent you from digesting the seed. So it needs to pass through your system quickly. Now, if you have and we've been designed to have our fruits and dessert at the end of a meal. Now, if you this food is sitting on top, or the fruits are sitting on top of food, you're giving it time to ferment, and that's where you build up those gases, the bloating feelings. So that's why it's best to have fruits first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, so that it can pass through your system right away, right? So, and yeah, just increase your vegetable intake. The most important thing here is uh, eating the good stuff, right, rather than the elimination, right? Especially the plant. This program is not meant for you to starve. It really wants you to eat, right? Because the thing is, you start like other programs where you start eliminating and start lowering your calories, and then you're in a starving state, right? It's the rules are get bent. It's like it's gonna tell you to, oh, you finally ate something, we'll make a compromise. It's not the good stuff that you're eating, but you know what, we're just starving here. We're happy that you got something in, right? And sometimes it's not the best choice when sometimes when we're starving, we'll grab anything just to eat. Sometimes we'll grab the food that our comfort food, right? Or something quick and easy, just to which is fast food, right? To help us just feel that fulfill that hunger mode, right? So that will bend the rules when it comes to eating healthy. So most important, we want to get the good stuff in. So getting the nutrients that your body needs fulfilled, right? So, and then it's going to be easier to slowly wane off, the processed food, right? The food that's doesn't are not filled with nutrients, and definitely feel more satiated and less hungry often, right? So this is week 2. Now this week, week number 3, we have our first elimination, and that is refined sugar, right? So definitely not stuff that's great. It is in everything because it enhances the taste of food, right? You'll find it in almost everything, even foods that are savory. You'll find sugars there where it has so much different names. OSE. If you find OSE at the end of the ingredients, like dextrose, sucrose, right? That is sugar still, right? So even if you look at the ingredients on the rotisserie chicken, there's sugar in that too, right? So yeah, so once the sugar is meant to be enhance the taste of food, and especially when food has nutrient removed from it, right? Especially during cooking processes, whatnot. It's definitely, your body will say, "Oh, this is useless to us," but you know, with the sugar, it's like, "Oh my god, this tastes great." I don't care if it doesn't have enough nutrients in it; this still tastes great, right? So once again, fruits were once again designed for us to, or the sweet tasters make us decide to, have us eat it and grab the seeds and take it somewhere else, right? So yeah, definitely this week is, taking refined sugar out of our diet. In the meantime, for the duration, the entire, well, not the entire, but at least, definitely this entire program. Definitely, sugar is never great for you. So if you ever want to, do your own thing and want to find the best outcome as possible, if you can remove sugar alone, you are gonna be in such a great, much better state than you are, right? Second, if is removing the grains, right? So, but once again, it's just being it's grains are in everything that we have for comfort, whether it's breads, pasta, or rice. It's been just put through our culture, right? So obviously, stuff I was saying is not great, but you know what? It's um we've been cultured. It's not our fault, right? It's not our fault because we just accepted, that's part of our so-called culture. Doesn't mean it's good for us, but everyone's doing it, right? So that's the thing. It's just been ingrained to us through, these big companies. Just, oh, it's good for you. Look at it, it tastes and looks delicious. It smells delicious, but doesn't mean it's nutriently good for us. So, but yeah, that is for week number 3. But I also forgot to mention is to increase your fruits. So since we're removing refined sugars, we're increasing the fruit intake. So just to help with the sweet, help with their sweet tooth, right, as much as possible, right? And we slowly wane off the refined sugar. Well, here we are, enhancement day, and now we're gonna share, or I'm gonna share what's gonna be removed starting this Monday. So you do have the buffer zone Saturday, Sunday to ease into Monday, or well, unfortunately, um, you know, it could be your last day as well before we do that. So maybe you might end eating your favorite foods, um, and then just brace yourself for Monday, right? So the option's yours. Once again, just continue to have that food dialogue, and just continue to just observe and see if you're wanting this food because of triggers or whatnot, and just yeah. Anyways, but so the elimination, oh, it's a two-parter, and unfortunately, it's quite big. So we'll start with the first one, and now that's removing all the junk sugars. So what that means is, food that's gonna be converted in our body into sort of glucose. So that unfortunately falls into having rice, having pasta, having breads, and having white potato. So yeah, that unfortunately is already pretty much. I know that's going to be a lot of base food for all the other toppings or fillers onto that. So yeah, I mean, you guys can decide and choose to uh, ease into it on this buffer zone, or you know just it's just or have it, and and hope that hope to survive for at least till the next enhancement. But at the same time, we're not bringing back all the other stuff, like we're not bringing back refined sugar, right? Stay on track, and just keep the refined sugar off, and then we're weaning off of the refined, uh, all the junk sugars, right? So whew, that alone seems like a lot as well. I mean, the second one that we're removing is milk and dairy products. Over time, we started introducing drinking milk from other mammals. Let's say earliest um, dated back 10,000 years ago, right? Our entire evolution of 6 to 7 million years, we never done that, right? It was just 10,000 years ago. We started drinking other mammals' milk. Now, if you look in add those millions of years into a 40-year-old body, we just basically started drinking milk for what, days, weeks, a week. It's just a sliver of thing that we just started eating, right? So we were not meant to d- evolve into drinking other mammals' milk. That's why we have other states, having people having lactose intolerant. That's pretty much even, like, say, good to have that, because that is a defense mechanism, saying that like uh, like dude, we're not supposed to be drinking this, right? If you're not even if you don't have that lactose intolerance signals, it's basically saying, okay, we can't it's keep coming in. We'll brace ourselves, we'll do we'll try to deal with it as much as we can, right? Just we'll hold on as much as we can. We'll hold out as much as we can, right? So yeah, we were not, man, we basically, it was basically poured onto us by the dairy companies to drink milk, because oh, it's a great source of calcium, and they put that in their advertising. But the government has basically stated that there's no research on this, that saying that it's a great source of calcium from us, right? So obviously they took that out of their, out of their marketing, and they changed their marketing in a way when, like, if you ever, I know this is a long time ago, so I'm not, it's I'll probably age myself. They did have that marketing where they had that, celebrities promoting milk, having that milk mustache, and saying that, their slogan you've seen in magazines or commercial, got milk, right? That's just two words, right? But it definitely has a subliminal message in there saying, got milk? Great. It's good for you, right? And obviously with that, wordplay and our association with, uh with that, that targeting, and celebrities promoting it, obviously, we, okay, well, if so and so's, drinking milk and whatnot, I'll drink milk as well, right? So, but once again, we got taught to, like, it's all right to drink milk from, another mammal. Now, drinking milk from our own species, oh man, that's wrong, and that's, oh, ugh, right? So, but, you know it was kind of designed for us, and at the same time, it's anyways, it's a long story short, it's just, where we draw our calcium is actually, from our bones, from our, we're extracting it from our bones. The problem is that we're not depositing it back, and you definitely can get calcium from other great sources, right? Even like I am doing the sardine fast, or a hybrid. Like I'm doing one kind of sardines. It's definitely a great source of calcium, almost like a glass of milk, and it's just keeping, um, we need to replace the calcium that we're drawing out from our own bones, right? It's funny that, the biggest consumption of one of the biggest consumption of milk, India, I think number three, also is the same country that has, the highest of, form of bone density problem, right? It's just really, like, if they're drinking all this milk, why are they having this issue, right? So it's just like, doesn't make any sense, right? So, anyways, yeah, definitely, don't want to get into that. There's, it's, we can, feel free to reach out to me if you want to get into understanding that, right? Even just imagine the Kellogg's, and if you guys see some of the documentary, or it's like, they designed their cereals to prevent men from masturbating, right? And just like, if they're doing that, imagine what other industries are doing that for them to, for you to continue to buy their products, and and at the same time profit driven, right? Right. So, and that's the thing, say, oh, well, like, one of my followers said, well, it should be illegal for them to put poison in our food, right? It's like, well, there's certain minimum things, a minimum requirement, that, that companies may have to keep at, for them, to stay legal. The only problem that we're having is that, like, we're eating a lot of other stuff, and just imagine that now we're now over the limit now, right? And now, we're getting, there's more and more people getting sick compared to, you know 50 or so years ago, where, we didn't have this problem. Now, because we're consuming a lot of these processed food now, you know more and more people getting sick. It's just it's funny how you gotta listen to not listen to our bodies, but listen to companies backing these unfortunately these researches, right? So anywho, yeah. So I know it's gonna be a lot, and imagine once again we're doing. I did the program the last 3 weeks. We haven't eliminated anything except for processed sugars, and we're increasing, the good stuff with fruits and vegetables. And once again, protein's still part of our, there, right? So not saying it's just fruits and vegetables alone. It's just enhancing what we're already eating. And I've still lost 8.2 pounds, right? Imagine now we're gonna get gonna start cleaning our body, right? And removing all the processed foods, right? Just imagine where we can start accelerating this. And once again, we're now into heading into week 4. We built that you know mental toughness, resilience, right? Food psychology, right? um, that will help us stay uh, strong to these eliminations, especially when you're getting your nutrients in and fulfilled, right? It's a lot easier to just uh, just observe it in a way, right? Especially never once that we said to eliminate eating, right? Yeah, definitely stay on track with eating. Definitely just switch the ingredients, right, to healthier options, and eat as much as you want with this stuff, right? So yeah, once again, it's for a lot of us who's just been pushed to eat a lot of stuff, whether it's cultural, parents, friends, families, media, um, in our past getting triggered. It's gonna be a lot at with the new enhancements that we're making today. But once again, the last 3 weeks were foundation to help carry us through those now big changes. So yeah, there's removing the junk sugar, which once again bread, pasta, rice, white potato. It's gonna be that's is a big step from just removing refined sugar this week, right? But once again, just for trust the process, I did 60 days of this last summer, and I was able to keep 8 pounds off, right, out of the 18 pounds that I lost that summer. And once again, I was able to remove certain foods from my diet, and now we're building that extra layer again, right? Just like once again, seeds building that hard shell to just basically get to the destination, just overcoming the corrosive digestive systems. We're in the same way, we're building that layer and just fighting off the toxic stuff around us, the processed food around us, and sooner or later, I was saying this is a lifestyle change, right? So like doing this over and over again, and figuring out what foods are helping you and what foods are not, right? It's you get to discover that, and once again, you're gonna have foods because you choose to, right? not because you're getting triggered by you know the habits of the past, right? Not being triggered by a one cool commercial, an ad from in front of a restaurant, right? You're just like, no, this, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need this anymore, right? So, yeah, sorry, that's a lot to unload, right? When I when I checked my notes here for the enhancements, starting from Monday, obviously, when I first did in summer, I was like, oh my god, that's, I think I'm gonna die, right? But when I checked my notes again, say, oh, it's for week 4, we're moving this stuff. I'm just like, eh, I'm okay. I'm okay with that, right? Especially now with the rice, I've slowly uh, ate less of that, right? That was my big one of my biggest problems uh in the summer, right, when I did the program. But now just like, yeah, no problem. I've never been a bread eater. um Besides the instant noodles, I've never been eating pasta. So the instant noodles, like, it's almost, it's pretty much gone already. um and the dairy product, I've never been a dairy product person whatsoever. I already have switched over to almond milk, and I hardly even use it too. I just kind of use it that at the moment for my green smoothie, right? So yeah, I'm fine for these changes. I know it's gonna be, for those who's doing this challenge for the first time, it's gonna feel like a lot, right? But once again, like, as I said here, if it's just, one less bowl of rice, one less, it's still a win, right? We've made one win out of, let's do our very best the next day to um, remove a little bit more, right? So not expect to be 100%, but building that mental toughness, having that time to reflect on our food decisions and our expectations, and feeling if it's still meeting our expectation, or it's just like, oh, I'm just not into this anymore, right? So just have those conversations. All right, well, that's I'll let you guys marinate on just hearing what our enhancements are for this coming Friday. Once again, feel free to reach out to me if you want to know more, or my experience through doing this program, right? I'm here to support you and guide you through this as best as I can, right? Once again, I'm also, a product through it. So I'm going through my second run with the program, and I'm just wanting, I'm documenting my results, and if you guys can see any changes while, uh, then uh, enough said, right? It's evidence that it's working, right? Or if it's not working, so who knows? Anything can happen. These next next 71 days, right? The remaining of the 90 days, right? So all right, so once again, feel free to, if you're watching from YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, feel free to subscribe or follow, hit those notifications to get update when I go live. But I once again, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful weekend, right? Um, just try your very best. That's all. Once again, I'm providing the environment for you to flourish, and we'll start chipping away at it, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, right? So once again, I just for like myself, I just do my best to trust the process, and what, then fight all the past 40 plus years of just being taught a certain way because it's just because, right? So here now we're just changing things up, try something different. Hey, you know what, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, if you see through it, it's just a drop in our entire life. Let's see what we can do, right? And if it worked, great. If it didn't work, you know what, we tried, and we learned some things, and we experienced, maybe there were some positives that came out of it. And at the same time, we have our own set of pros and cons, right? It's to everything there's pros and cons. There may be a great business, but at the same time, there are cons where you don't you haven't experienced dealing with something to that magnitude, right? All right, so thank you guys. I wish you all well. Once again, continue to raise your environment so that you can raise yourself and be the impact to raise your community. A simple smile, a simple gesture, compliment, a hug can definitely go away to ignite someone who's just going through a rough time, to finally see that someone sees them, someone believes in them, and you know that may be a go time for them to follow their dreams like you are doing for yourself. All right, take good care. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful evening.